Why is staring such a big deal? It's like the number one unspoken violation a person can do. But is it for a good reason, though? The default opinion about staring is always negative, but it seems kind of natural. Aside from extreme acts like showing someone direct anger, lusting uncontrollably, and trying to provoke them, how does the act of looking at someone stir people up so wrong it's a common taboo level cultural norm? Asking somebody, is it okay to stare? Well, the answer is going to be a no. But push a little further and the reasonings are always very similar.
Something like being rude, uncomfortableness, or personal issues?
Is that all there is to it? Self-sanity research demands we define the line, so I think it's worth diving into this for a bit. How many reasons are there for looking at something? Innumerable? Infinite, maybe? Then you make that something a person. Looking becomes staring.
And then that infinite sea of possibilities changes to damnations from seemingly independent peers who found an opportunity to converge on the crucifixion of an unlucky victim.
There is a foggy mess between the looker and the looked at. Who can truly know what someone is thinking about when an ambiguous interpretation is just a guess? Or is it? Can you guess what thoughts are happening here? Of course you can.
The lurking crush, smash or pass, and totally creeped out.
And that's the totality of it, right? Always 100% negative. No question. Lust, provocation, creepy, gross, unsettling, disrespectful, disgusting, distasteful, forceful.
Is there really no other reason for staring to occur?
Is a mind that easily sees the obscene already obscene to begin with? Breaking this down, let's say staring happens between two people that for the most part society divides into groups. Female staring at female, female at male, male at female, male at male. See something familiar developing here?
Society over time has developed a way to diffuse this taboo, the look-away phenomenon, sort of a reflex if staring is caught, ingrained so much into social actions that it's a common fuel for memes.
Is the look away a common courtesy reflex that humans acquire, or is it a flash of something else that may give insight into the stare taboo? Well, it is a common reaction. Many feel it's good behavior response to keep those around feeling at ease, like a part of etiquette or manners. What do you think she is concerned with here? His social comfort? Is it even possible to worry about someone else's feelings when engrossed in own thoughts? Worrying in itself is a thought too. One can be done at a time, so there has to be something more going on when turning away happens. According to popular social conduct, females and males seem to have varying opinions when they speak their mind about how they feel about staring depending upon the gender of the subject. But since you can't ask someone, why do you stare or look at people, and expect a legitimate response? Why not ask the opposite, as people tend to project the same reasoning for their actions as they expect from others?
Asking a simple question retrieved common responses many have heard, but I'll put them here to clarify a point. Starting with the question, as a female, what do you feel about a male staring at you? The responses here are mostly ones of disapproval and disgust. Very rarely will a female openly say they like being stared at by men, but it happens. I found mostly only in special settings where the stares equal popularity approval with some sort of gain for the females. But otherwise, most will hear women say they loathe it and hate when men do it. Of course, women have a special power where they read male minds. Over and over, I hear girls say they know that guys think lewd thoughts all the time, and they don't want to be the chick undressed in their mind when they don't even know them. Girls say they get a glimpse of it with all the jokes that they tell the homies. And if they bring something up to try and change the topic, the same topic just gets directed towards them, and they just find it annoying. But some responses have been that staring is an invitation to new expressions and emotional responses. And if it's not threatening, then they don't care. But these females are very few next to the majority. From many examples, women obviously don't like men staring at them. In their opinion, they know what men are thinking when they stare, and it's always distasteful. And with this negative popular opinion from them, it makes sense why men would turn away if caught. Of course, women don't stare ever. I wonder if the fear of revealing what's in their mind keeps staring a very conscious avoidance for them. As a male, what do you feel about a female staring at you? These responses are completely opposite, but I'm sure they don't strike as odd. Many guys say receiving compliments is a scarce occurrence, and a girl struck in a gaze towards them is quite welcome. Not every man likes women staring at them, but most giving responses go so far as to hint that any man against it probably has some deep-seated issues affecting them. Well, in no way am I trying to persuade that feeling uncomfortable from a female stare is wrong, but the majority of male opinions seem to be that it feels great. And if you're being hit on by the opposite sex, things are going good for you, because you have openings for interaction and good relations. One response was that flirting is commonly known by both men and women. It's nothing hidden. So a man entertaining a female stare is naturally an icebreaker and not something offensive, or something that should seem strange. Looks like the opposite happens here. Men like women staring at them. In their opinion, women staring provides opportunity for relationship and boosts ego. But here's where things get a little odd. If society's popular reasoning is looking away to make others feel comfortable, then the majority female turning away from the majority male already comfortable with the stare doesn't make any sense. Back to the look-away example. So what really is going on with this? I don't think she cares about his social comfort level, but more importantly, is not wanting him to be aware of the thoughts she is having concerning him, for whatever the reason may be. The look-away being less an act of courtesy, and more a reaction to not get caught hiding or lurking. So what about staring from the same gender? Is there any difference? As a female, what do you feel about a female staring at you? The majority female is pretty adamant about hating stares from men, so the responses here might strike as odd, as women for the most part like and seem to expect stares from other women. Some responses have said that the thrill of jealousy and admiration sparks interest within them, but that there is a limit. Women are comfortable with each other's stares, but girls have said that constantly being compared at every turn gets tiresome at times to deal with. That even though they feed off of how other women carry themselves, they avoid ones that seek validation through petty acts. But for the most part, women are always staring at each other, even more than men do, as it's mostly a part of the female social structure's nonverbal communication. They say they check out each other's figure, clothes, the overall look and attitude of each other, and hint that most women vibe off of petty jealousy, and secretly wish they could be like all the other girls. Seems like a complete shift from hating stares. Females for the most part like and frequently expect other females gazing on them, as it gives them a jealous thrill and a confidence boost. As a male, what do you feel about a male staring at you? Like the women, this is another complete shift from how boys love to get female stares. Men for the most part hate when other men are staring at them, They say it's a means to impose authority on others. The majority males seem to feel a need to be in control of the situations they find themselves in, as it is believed that opportunity goes down for the ones seen as less capable. Many responses have said that a man will stare to challenge the authority of another in a situation so to rise above another man in public perception. This often comes across as an angry tactic to force a win-lose situation, hinting at violence to make another back down. Some have said male stare-downs happen in moments caught in the fervor of what they believe. But most agree it is something highly disliked, and some go as far to say they are prepared for overly aggressive stare-down situations by carrying concealed weapons as a scare tactic. That seems a bit over the top, but I guess it happens. Another complete shift from loving being stared at by women. Males, for the most part, don't like other male stares. In their opinion, male stares are felt as a potential threat or provocation, challenging their ego. So staring is not seen as inherently bad in all its occurrences, and it's interesting how it being a taboo seems to be gender situational, but the popular view is definitely negative. Also, it's weird how almost all responses have to do with attraction. Are there no alternate reasons to stare or look at something beyond desire interpretations? It seems the common view of staring for people is seen as a rude action because they themselves use it as a tool at certain times to unknowingly lurk on others. And just like they look away to not get caught with their hidden thoughts, they fear being unaware of the same hidden thoughts within others. What do you think? Does a prolonged gaze always mean situations of desirable attraction? Do you play the game of not getting caught? What do you feel about these stares? The stares from animals, babies, non-living humanoid objects, or paintings seems to be less alarming than the stares from your fellow male-female peers. I'm sure for the most part they wouldn't bother you at all in your social life. Have you ever asked yourself, what's the difference? Do you think it might have something to do with not being able to project within one's mind a negative stereotypical explanation for that object's stare? Socially common reasonings for staring has a lot to do with culture, and I must say that all of the previous examples came predominantly from Western views. So here are some other cultural views of staring. This is not every country on Earth, but a small diverse sample seems to point to curiosity as having a major part in the cause for staring. If you remove non-living objects like robots and paintings from the previous stares, wouldn't you say that curiosity is the major reason staring comes from animals and human babies, which people aren't offended by? A person starts staring very early in life. Whenever we don't understand something, we stare to make things clearer at times, don't you think? Of course, it's not the only reason, but why does the default shift from this, for some cultures, to some offensive action? Curiosity is at the root of human being with instinctual behaviors. I'm not trying to say I expect more curiosity stare downs in my social life, but seeing curiosity dissolve away for default interpretations of hidden motives, accusations, or desire-driven attraction expectations is kind of backwards in my opinion. Maybe some cultures are just more mature than others, and that they're able to keep rude expressions of the self without harm.